First of all, thanks for being here in my YouTube channel. So here is the last lesson on the topic geometry that is based on finding a coordinates for a circumcenter. Right? So this will be the last lesson. So after this lesson, I will give you some sort of questions, right, as a test. So start practicing it because we have learned all the concepts in the topic geometry that is based on a triangle. So we have learned what is called as centroid, what is called as incenter, and what is called as circumcenter. If it is a circumcenter, we have to draw a perpendicular bisector. If it is an incenter, we have to draw an angle bisector. So every concept, each and every concept in the topic triangle geometry, we have learned it, right? And orthocenter alone, I didn't teach it, but while solving a questions, I will tell you how to solve questions that is based on an orthocenter, because orthocenter and the circumcenter, incenter, we have a link. So based upon the link, we can easily solve the orthocenter questions, right? So now you have to understand always one thing, start learning from lesson number 1. Anytime, right, do not directly come to lesson 6 or 7. Just if you keep watching my videos, then you can't able to understand anything, right? Always take your time, right? So just start learning only from lesson number 1. Only then while coming to this 12th lesson, you can able to understand the concepts, what are all the concepts, what I'm saying, so you can understand it clearly, right? So before solving a question that is based on a coordinates, so one thing that you need to understand here is, if you take any other author books, quantitative aptitude books, each and every author will solve the coordinates of a circumcenter by using a different formula, right? So some authors will use the formula called y minus something like this, y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x, something like this formula, right? So it's one way of solving a question that is based on a coordinate, finding a coordinates of a circumcenter, right? And some will use a formula sine theta, there is a formula called sine of pi by 2 something. Some authors will use that formula. But what I suggest is, if you are learning in any institution, you feel this formula is easy, and you can directly solve the question by using this formula. But what I am going to solve here is the same formula what we used in the previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we solved a question that is based on finding a coordinates for an incenter. So there, what I told you is using a formula of distance formula. So square root of x2 minus x. So that formula will be very easy to understand as well as to by heart. So that's the reason for everything we don't want to learn again any new formula. So better what we can do here is we can use the same distance formula to find the circumcenter, that is for the coordinates of a circumcenter, right? But one thing you have to remember, what is called as the circumcenter, you know how the circumcenter coordinates will be. If it is a circumcenter, the first thing what you need to remember is the perpendicular bisector, right? So this side center point and this side center point and this side center point. So we draw a 90-degree line, and then the connecting point is called as the circumcenter, right? So we can call this as the coordinates x and y, something like 2, 3, 4, 4, etc. Right? But one important thing that you need to remember in the topic that is on circumcenter is, after drawing this circumcenter, the connecting vertices, right? So these 3 lines length will be same, right? Let's assume this as d1, d2, d3. So all the 3 distance, d1 length, d2 length and d3 length will always be same. So don't forget that alone, right? So that's it. And only if the 3 lines are same, we can able to draw a circle which touches all the 3 vertices exactly, right? So only then we can draw a circle. Sometimes in the exams you can able to see they will ask you to find the circumcenter coordinates or circumcenter radius. So radius is nothing but the distance. If you find this distance, that will be the radius of the circumradius, right? So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the same formula, distance formula, to find d1, d2, d3, all the 3 distances, and then I will equate all the 3 distances in order to find what is the coordinates of the circumcenter, right? So now let me move on to all the question that is based on a circumcenter coordinates. So here is the first question. So they have given the vertices A 3,7, B 0,6 and C -1,5. So our target is to find what is the coordinates of the circumcenter, right? So first what we have to do is we have to draw a triangle and we have to assume point ABC, and we are going to solve this question by a same distance formula, right? So after solving this question, I will give you one question as a homework. So first what you guys have to do is just draw a small triangle and mention wherever you want. You can fix A here or A here, whatever be. So the points what they have given us, A is equals to 3, 7 and B is equals to 0, 6 and the C is equals to -1, 5. So now our target is to find the coordinates, that is circumcenter coordinates, right? And one important point what I have told you initially is all the three distance will always be same. So D1, so this D2 and this D3 will be same. So our target is to find what is the coordinates of this circumcenter. So previous video for the incenter, what we did is we have found the distance of B and C. Similarly for A and B and A and C, and we apply in the formula to find the incenter coordinates. But here in the circumcenter, we don't want to find this distance of B and C. Instead of finding the sides distance, better we can find this 3 distance. Why? Because we already know that distance 1 equal to distance 2 equal to distance 3. So all the 3 distance length will be same. So better, instead of finding these 3 sides distance, we can find what is D1, D2, D3 and then we can equate it. So first let me find what is D1. So D1 is the distance formula square root of x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So starting from here, x minus x2, that is x minus 3 the whole square, so plus y minus 7 the whole square. So friends, understood or not? So this is the distance formula what we learned in the previous lesson. So same distance formula I am applying here. So similarly, what about D2? So D2 is equals to square root of, so this will be the distance 2, right? So x minus 0, x minus 0 the whole square plus y minus 6 the whole square. So what about D3? So square root of x plus 1 the whole square plus y minus 5 the whole square. So finally, now what we got here is D1, D2, D3 distance formula, we have applied the value. So now we know the logic, that is D1, D2, D3 all the distance will be of same length. So now we are going to form an equation by equating the two distance, right? First we can equate D1 and D2 and then D2 and D3. We will get one equation here. We will get second equation here, and when you solve these two equations, we will get what is the value of x and y. So first let me equate D1 and D2. So if we need to equate D1 and D2, so D1 is x minus 3 the whole square plus y minus 7 the whole square. So similarly D2 will be x minus 0 the whole square will be x square plus y minus 6 the whole square. So friends, we don't want to write a square root value. Why? Because left hand side also we have square root, right hand side also we have square root, you will be cancelling both the terms, right? So better instead of that, don't write the square root. So now x minus 3 the whole square, a minus b the whole square. So a square plus b square minus ab. So similarly a square plus b square minus of 14y is equals to x square. So similarly y square plus 36 minus of 12y. So now we can cancel x square here, y square here. So bring here we have minus of 6x, bring towards minus 6x towards right hand side, it becomes plus 6x. So 49 will be 58. When you bring the 58 towards right hand side, it becomes minus 58. So here we have minus 14, bring that towards right hand side, plus 14y. So similarly we already have 36 and minus 12y equal to 0. So this will be 6x. So 14y, 12y will be 2y, and here 58, 36 will be 22, minus of 22 is equals to 0. When you bring that towards right hand side, it becomes plus 22, and this will be the first equation. So friends, got it or not? We solved D1 and D2 equation, distance formula equation, and finally we brought it into some similar sort of a linear equation like 6x plus 2y is equal to 22. So now we framed the first equation. So similarly go with D2 and D3. So D2 is what? X square plus y minus 6 the whole square. What about D3? x plus 1 the whole square plus y minus 5 the whole square. So similarly solve it, but every time when you practice more number of question, you have to get one idea, right? So mostly you will get x square on the left hand side. Here also you will get x square on the right hand side. We are going to cancel it. So similarly y square will be there, y square will be on the right hand side. We are going to cancel it. So instead of writing and cancelling it, better don't write the value, right? See, so here we have x square. So definitely we will be cancelling the x square at some point. So here what is the formula? A minus b the whole square. A square where it is y square, definitely we will be cancelling y square and y square here. So don't write that value, right? So now 36 minus of 12y, write this alone, that will be easy. So this here also x plus 1 the whole square, so a square, that is x square, we don't want to write it, we are going to cancel the value, so better leave it, right? So next will be 1 plus 2ab, that is 2x. So similarly you don't want to write y square, 5 square will be 25 minus of 10y. So friends, understood or not? So we can reduce the some steps in order to save time in the exams. So now we have 2x here. So 12y, 10y will be 2y. So 25 plus 1 will be 26. So here we have 36, right? So yes, 36 and 26 will be 10. So this can be written as is equals to 10. So this will be the second equation. So finally we got the first equation, that is 6x plus 2y is equals to 22. And second equation 2x plus 2y is equals to 10. So solve both the equation. So this will be 4x is equals to 12. So x is equals to 3. So finally we got the value of x is equal to 3. So substitute on any of the equation. If I substitute x is equal to 3 here, so 3 into 2 will be 6. 10 minus 6 will be 4. So 2y is equals to 4, y equal to 2. So finally we got y is equals to 2. So I can substitute here to get the circumcenter coordinates, which is 3, 2. So no other new formula I have used here to solve this question. The same formula what we learned in the previous video. So the same distance formula I have applied here to solve the question. And many students, by seeing this, they ask me a first question whether I can solve the complete question within 1 or 1.5 minutes in the exam. Yes, you can, because here I am for teaching you, I am just making each and every step in a, you can see these are the steps are not needed in your exams, right? Why? Because we are going to substitute directly here and we are going to cancel square root here. Why you need to write all these steps? You can directly start solving a question from this point. Don't write all these. You can save time, right? So here also, just now I have told you, you don't want to write x square, y square, etc. because left hand side you will get 1x square and y square. Right hand side also you will get x square, y square. We are going to cancel that value. So instead of writing and cancelling it, better don't write it, write only the b square and 2ab alone, and then we will get a 2 equation. Solving it is easy. When you practice first question, you will feel difficult. If you practice 2 or 3 question, automatically the speed will come. You can able to solve this question within 1 minute, right? So that's the reason I'm saying, just by seeing a question or by seeing a solution, do not decide whether we can solve it on time. You can when you practice more number of questions, right? So that's the thing. I will give you one question as a homework question, and solve that homework question and check whether you are getting the answer. If you are getting the answer, say that you have got the answer. In case if I am wrong, say that the answer what you have solved is wrong, so that students, those are solving, they can able to understand the mistakes, right? And one important thing here, we have found the coordinates of a circumcenter. In some question they will ask you what is the circumradius. Circumradius is nothing but the distance, right? So this is called as a circumradius. So any 1d you can able to find it, because we know the value of x and y. So substitute here. If I substitute x and y value here, and if you solve it, that will be the value of d. That means the circumcenter radius, because already I have told you, right? So if you draw a circle, it always touches the all 3 vertices exactly. So that means this acts as a radius, circumradius. So if you, after finding 3, 2, 1 coordinate, if you substitute in the distance formula, you will get d, which means the radius of the circle, right? So So I will just solve the homework question and check whether you are getting the answer, right? So friends, after this will be the last video on the topic geometry that is based on a triangle. So Saturday or Sunday I will give you a test 50 question with the geometry topic, so that you will get an idea. After learning 12 lessons, you will get an idea to how to solve the question and what are the logics you need to apply for what question and which area you have to apply the formula. So all those stuff you will automatically learn if you solve those kinds of questions, right? So friends, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you really like the complete series, do not forget to share this series to your friends, those who are preparing for the competitive exams. So thank you so much. Bye.